So, today we are going to continue working on researching and evaluating sources and taking some notes in our own words from the information that we are finding. And so, just as a quick reminder, to find a good resource, a research source, remember we want it to be reliable, we want it to be something that's current, and we want it to be something that is accurate. And so today I wanted to share with you a book that I found. One of my questions that I was wondering about my topic was, how does the melting ice affect some of the animals that are living in Antarctica? And so I found a book this time instead of a website that explains a little bit about how it's affecting the penguins' habitat. So I'm going to go to my source sheet. And since this is my second source, I'm going to put a number 2 on my sheet. And I'm going to check my little handouts, which you guys will have access to, about how to document a book. But I know that when I looked at the book was published recently, and I know that the author is like a well-known nonfiction author. So after looking at the characteristics of a good resource chart, I know that this book is reliable and it's current and it's an accurate source for me to use. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my sheet, and I'm going to put the author's name, which is James Henry, and the title of the book that I am reading is called The World of Antarctica's Emperor Penguins. I have the title. I also need to write down that it was published in New York by AB Publishers in 2015. All right, oops. So now I'm ready to take some notes. And so I'm going to go over to my notes slide here. And I'm going to come over here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and go to a second slide since it's the second source of information. And since this is from my second source, I'm going to go ahead and put a number 2 at the top of my page so I know where I got my information from. And when I was reading my book on page 55, I read this line. It said, "Emperor penguins make their home on the Antarctic sea ice. Scientists believe that by 2100, enough sea ice will have melted that emperor penguin populations are going to decline dramatically. Without enough sea ice, the penguins will lose much of their breeding grounds, have less krill to eat, and have fewer places to hide from predators." And so I want to capture that information, but I want to make sure that I put it in my own words so that I am not plagiarizing. So I'm going to go ahead and put, according to scientists, by the year 2100, so much sea ice will have melted that there will be a lot fewer penguins. Right, put having less ice means less space to breed, less space to find food, and less space to hide from predators. And then I'm going to go ahead and put, like, this was source 2, but I'm also going to put that it came from page 55 in my book, and then I might want to make that fits a little bit better. And that is my information source. And so today you're going to continue to do research. You're going to record that source information and to take notes on your topic. You can refer to that characteristics of a good resource chart to make sure that you're choosing smart sources and how to record the information on your note cards. You should take notes about not only the questions that you have, about this topic, but even some other interesting information that you find because you don't know where that might fit into your report at the end. And then remember that your notes should be brief. You're not copying word from the resource, and that you're putting the words, like the information, into your own words. So I'll go ahead and put a chart on our slideshow for today, just to remind you of the work that you need to be doing. And I would ask you to set a timer for 15 or 20 minutes today and continue taking notes and gathering information.